What's up guys, my name is Brandon, welcome to Quick Flicks. Today, we are covering House of Wax, directed by Jaume Collet-Serra in 2005. Fun fact, this is actually a remake of House of Wax, directed in 1953. I will definitely cover that version sometime down the line, but for now, it's time to discuss this fun ride of wax figures. With all of that out of the way, let's jump into the movie. The movie opens up with a mom boiling some wax, or whatever you do with wax. She pours it into a wax mask. Across the table is her calm son, eating some Cheerios. In walks her husband, and her son who's going bonkers. As he's screaming and kicking, they strap him down to a chair and start duct taping this kid. Holy moly, what a terrible situation already, we're barely 2 minutes in. The kid scratches his mom's hand and she slaps him. This leads us to our title card. We then meet Carly and Paige. Paige is trying to help Carly find an apartment for college. You know, little small talk stuff. Carly's boyfriend Wade then comes around, causing Paige to go on and get. She goes out to her boyfriend, an up-and-coming rap prodigy, Blake.
Blake. Peep the unique fashion, street ammo, let the heat handle, smooth, one of the illest fleets, ice water vocab, about to take over the streets, yeah.
They do some smooching, and then we finally meet the remaining crew members. Carly's brother Nick, who everyone strongly dislikes, and their other friend Dalton, who walks around with the camera. Always gotta have one of those guys. We find out they're on a little road trip to a college football game. They end their little food break and hit the road. They take a shortcut Blake discovered, but to no avail as they find the road closed down. They take a detour, but decide to stop for the night. They then find a little cozy spot in the woods and start doing college people things. Wade misses a catch, and the football lands next to Nick, but Nick bees a douche and bullets it at Blake and flips off Wade, causing some tension between the two. Carly backs Wade up and argues with Nick, where we find out that Carly gave the cops clues on a crime Nick committed in the past. So there's your little reason as to why they dislike each other. They continue to party for some hours when a random truck pulls up, blinding them with its headlights. The man in the truck never stepping out eventually annoys the group. Nick stands up and throws his beer bottle at the headlight, busting it. What a total BA, huh? Truck man leaves, and the group decides to hit the hay for the night. The next morning, they wake up in a bit of a rush due to waking up late. While they're packing, Wade finds out his fan belt is broken, disabling his vehicle from starting. In the woods, Carly and Paige are walking around when Carly falls down a little hill into a massive pile of dead animals and gross stuff. She calls for help and the entire group comes to the rescue. Wade pulls her out, and they notice a truck pulling up to the pile to unload a dead deer. They question the odd man about a hand in the pile, but it turns out to be fake. Wade asks the weird man about a nearby town in hopes of finding a fan belt. The weird man then offers to take him and Carly to Ambrose, a nearby town. Carly and Wade saying yes, they hit the road to the town, but they grow skeptical of the man after he continues to be stranger and creepier. They demand the guy to stop the car and let him out, saying that they're just gonna walk the rest of the way. They then come across the intended destination, Ambrose. They walk around the town and end up walking into a funeral at the local church. They apologize for the disturbance and walk out. A man named Bo comes out shortly after and accepts their apology. They notify him why they're in Ambrose. He ends up being just the guy that they needed, the gas station car shop owner. Bo tells them that he's going to finish up the funeral, then get them what they need. In the meantime, they decide to check out the local wax museum. They walk in being a bit noisy when we see someone who's making a sculpture under the building hears them. They check out the area and realize no one is famous, just a bunch of random wax sculptures. Carly gets a bit spooked and they decide to leave. They head to the shop and find Bo. He realizes that he does not have the correct fan belt size. He informs them that he definitely has the correct one at his house, just up the hill. So being the dumb college kids that they are, they head to the house with him. Wade goes in with Bo as he needs to use the restroom. Carly, on the other hand, stays in Bo's truck waiting for them. She gets impatient and starts walking around outside when she notices that the truck's headlight is busted, leading her to believe it's the same truck that was watching them in the woods. She immediately starts honking the horn, which gets Wade's attention, who is snooping around the house for whatever reason. The lights around him suddenly go out, and he slowly walks around this dark room. He then finds the door, which happens to be locked now. He pounds on it, yelling hello, when a floorboard opens up. A man with a creepy wax mask appears and chops Wade's Achilles with some scissors. Jeez Louise, immense amount of pain just thinking about it. Back at the camp, Blake sends Nick and Dalton to go pick up Wade and Carly, although they are having a hard time finding this town as it's not on the GPS. Back in Ambrose, Carly dials Paige but no answer. Bo comes out, acting like a little mechanic, but Carly sees right through it and locks herself in the truck. Bo breaks the window and tries pulling her out, but she starts that puppy up and drives, but unfortunately gets stuck. All freaked out and stuff, She checks her surroundings, but sees nothing. She turns on the headlights, and we get what I honestly believe to be one of the least scary jump scares in all of film history. Like, what even is this? Honestly, it's terrible. Down below the museum, we see Wade getting dragged by the masked man, Vincent. Vincent cuts all of Wade's clothes off, sews up his wounds, and starts covering him in wax. Ouch. Carly gets back to town and heads to the church for help. Once she gets there, she realizes that everyone is made out of wax. She hears Bo on the way and decides to hide. Bo walks in and finds her little hiding spot, but Carly luckily gets out of his grasp. She runs to the streets, but gets outmatched and tackled by Bo. He takes her to the car shop and starts duct taping her to a restraint chair. You know, something similar that we saw in the opening scene. While restraining Carly, Dalton and Nick show up to the shop. Bo, realizing, threatens to kill Carly if she makes a noise. After not getting a response, Dalton and Nick assume Carly and Wade must not be at the shop. They then decide to venture through the town looking for them. Bo then superglues Carly's lips together and leaves the shop. As he's locking up, Nick shows up behind him, questioning whether or not he had seen them. Bo says no, but Nick definitely thinks something is up and doesn't trust the guy. Carly, down below, attempts to make as much noise as possible, but gets her finger chopped off by Bo, who is pretending to tie his shoe. Carly freaks the heck out, rightfully so, and rips open her mouth to get Nick's attention. Bo then swings at Nick, but dodges, and Nick straight up punches that fool in the face. Nick then runs to the shop, gets inside, locks all possible entries, and gets down to the cellar to save Carly. Meanwhile, Dalton ends up at the wax museum all alone. He enjoys his time checking out all of the wax figures, till he sees Wade. He starts trying to pick off all the wax, but as you can see, yeah, it's not working so well. Vincent then comes up behind him and takes a slash, but Dalton luckily dodges, but unluckily for Wade, cuts off part of his heckin' face. Poor Wade. Dalton continues to run and uses everything he can to his advantage, but unfortunately, everything is made out of wax. Vincent then catches up to Dalton and knocks him down some stairs. Vincent walks up to him and stabs him in a unique way, cutting off Dalton's head. Carly and Nick hear Bo drive off and use this as an opportunity to get out of the shop. They don't know exactly what to do as phones aren't working, Dalton has the keys, and everyone in town is made out of wax. Back at the campsite, Blake and Paige are doing some dirty things when Blake decides to check his phone and hears a voicemail that Carly left him about running into the same truck that they saw the previous night. Paige, on the other hand, is laying down in the tent when she sees what she believes to be Blake crawling in the tent, but it's actually Vincent. Imagine how heckin' horrifying that would be. She manages to escape the tent and trips outside, seeing Blake's dead body. She gets up and runs off while Vincent walks by and confirms that kill. Paige runs through the trees till she comes across a rundown building and hides behind a car. She peeks from behind a window and gets a mother heckin' pole through her face. That was a neat little kill. Back in Ambrose, Nick and Carly are breaking into a hunting shop and get a crossbow. This obviously alerts Bo, and he shoots a double-barrel shotgun at them. The two run away into a movie theater, and Bo slowly follows behind. He walks the aisle up to the front of the theater until he finally sees Carly. He shoots, he misses. Nick then shoots, he lands it. The two run back out of the theater, Bo once again following behind. As he walks through the door to the lobby, Nick is awaiting him with a bolt, shooting him straight in the chest. Bo falls down and is presumably dead. Time to leave, right? Nah, they stay and decide to go find their friends. I mean, sure, that's nice, but whatever. They head up to Bo's house on the hill to find Wade. They waltz inside and find some news articles and photos showing Bo and Vincent were conjoined twins. Bo suddenly busts through the door in pain. He pulls out the arrows as Carly hides and Nick stealthily sneaks around. Carly looks out the window and sees Vincent pulling up and her dead pals in the back of the truck. She goes to find Nick and they try to get the flip out. They go through a panel in the floor, which leads to the underground tunnels that Vincent turns people into wax. Not being able to see anything, they flip some switches on a panel in hopes of turning on a light. But in actuality, they are messing with the lights of the city, Bo and Vincent both noticing. Carly and Nick find Dalton and try getting him out, but they break his head off instead. Vincent then shows up and duels with the brother-sister duo. They start a fire and separate themselves from Vincent. While running out, they notice some high-top chairs labeled Vincent and Bo, Bo being the bad one, getting tied up by his mom all the time. They end up in the wax museum and end up dueling with Bo. The fire starts seeping through the floors, burning all of the wax, obviously ruining the foundation of the museum. Carly beats Bo's face in with a baseball bat, killing him. Vincent shows up, notices, and lets out a cry. All angry and stuff, he chases Carly upstairs, which are all melting. Not gonna lie, this is such a cool set production design. Carly gets cornered in a bedroom with her whittled baseball bat and tries calming Vincent down, but to no avail. Nick then shows up, fights Vincent, and rips off his mask. Vincent then almost stabs Nick whenever Carly stabs Vincent, Nick then throwing him through the floor, killing him. The building starts falling apart and they desperately try finding a way out. They dig through the walls of the building and come out of a sign at the front of the building. They get out safely and watch the building crumble down into flames. The next day, the police and medics are here. We hear the sheriff's radio go off, an officer on the other end of the line letting him know Vincent and Bo had another brother. As Nick and Carly are driving off, we see the weird driver dude from earlier. What a twist, am I right? Nick and Carly drive off to safety as the screen goes to black.